This narration is for educational purposes only. It is not buy or sell recommendations.
Good afternoon, fellow traders. I wanted to do a weekend deep dive into some different strategies of trading, some things I've learned along the way. So we'll just look at this candlestick chart, and it can be any chart. I'm just going to go over kind of basic trend lines and how you can use those. So if you're very new to trading, this is a candlestick chart. Looking at this green candle, zoom in a little bit. Okay, so you have an open and close of a candle. Actually, we'll look at this one here. So the open's on the bottom for a green candle. For a red candle, the open's actually on top. And when you close red on the day, that just means you opened at a higher price level and closed at a lower price level. So this little candle here, we opened there on that white line and then closed on the top. Now these wicks denote trading that this is like intraday trading for this particular time frame, which is a day. So we traded, let's see, the low was 57.24 down here, and the high is 57.76. So for this day, that was the trading activity: open, close, high, and low. So to use trend lines, it's exactly what it means. It's trending a certain direction. So if we go from this high and say go to that high, so this current trend is down until we break out of trend. And we have a close above that trend line. So one strategy you can use is, once you have a close above a break in trend, would be a buy signal. So either an intraday here, it depends on your plan, aggressive or more conservative, where you need confirmation of a break in trend, then you would buy, of course, the next day for a move up if you're trading on a daily time frame. Now this can be intraday too. If we go to a 4-hour, you can see the same thing even on that trend line. Move it a little bit. Go there and here. So let's see, we have clearly a trend down, break in trend, then a gap up. Gaps are interesting too because they tend to be filled. So if we have a rotation down, you could expect this to be filled and potential support of this gap being filled. So it's called a gap fill. This is TraderView candlestick. I don't use it as much anymore. I started using Bookmap, which is more on volume profile and order flow. So volume profile is volume traded within a certain time period. So you can see on the bottom we have 950 to 955. So that's a 5-minute time period of volume that traded within that 5 minutes. So what's interesting about this, it actually gives you a detailed action of what actually took place. So like the candlestick charts, you look at a candlestick, okay, you got an open, close, high and low, but that's it. So it's interesting about Bookmap is it gives you this microstructure. So as I zoom in, you can see we're now in, what is that, 30-second or 1 minute time frame. But you can see where buyers met sellers, sellers took over, and price went down. So even right here, this is interesting because we create this microstructure, and then an impulsive move down. That's giving clues to what's going on at this price level at 60.57 right here. So what's going on here is there's a battle of buyers and sellers finding what a fair price is. So now we've created a range. And at the bottom of this range here is showing or giving a clue of what potential resistance or support later down might be. Now in a candlestick chart you don't have that. But like I said, there's different ways to trade candlestick charts and using order flow and volume profile. Also on Bookmap you can see this resting liquidity, which is limit orders. So these guys are only going to buy if price comes up here, they're going to go short. So they're looking price to come up here, and they're looking to sell the market for potentially a move down. Same on the bottom, and that's this current order book. That's what this is, COB, current order book. These guys are looking to go long, so they're waiting for price to come down here, and their limit may or may not be executed. And a lot of this is algorithmic, and you'll see once price comes down here they may pull that liquidity. But there is also this on Bookmap, which is less noise of participants actually using on that heat map, where that liquidity, still not for sure, but it's less algorithmic. This is just, you can see in and out, just computers trading against each other. So this is kind of what I'm using currently now is Bookmap and Investor RT too. Very robust tools. I mean, there's a lot that goes on, but once you kind of understand the lay of the land, it can be very helpful and give you clues into when price reaches a certain area, what you're going to do. Have a trading, it gives you a better trading plan. And but the biggest thing is range. So when you are risk on either short or long, you have to know where your targets are, because if you're just kind of, I'll give you an example. You see, say this is real time, you're watching price go down, and you're thinking, oh, I gotta short it. Just because price is going down, you're going to get stopped out and you're going to lose money. But if you have a trading plan, and say, hypothetically, this is not trade recommendation, but I'm waiting for price to get to VWAP, and then you have a certain target, like this previous value area high. If that's your target, and even you can see this resting liquidity here, this is most likely going to offer some resistance. So you'd want to get risk neutral at least, if that's your trading plan. But kind of just wanted to go over the tools that I use. Each day I do a stream on that particular trading day, so I don't want to spend too much time in what the tools I use are. But with Investor RT and some other trading platforms, you can actually sync these levels, like over here, and this is Cloud Notes, so you can actually sync what's going on this chart is what I use for your different levels. RTH close, previous low on RTH, low RTH. So VPOC from that particular, this is full session too. And then these are uploaded here, and those are the targets that I would use for support, resistance, targets, take profit, stops, that kind of thing. But that's kind of my trading style, is to wait for price to move into these areas, and then depending on my trading plan and what the market's doing, long or short. But what I'm finding out is range is everything for getting risk on. You're just going to make sure you're not buying in an area that isn't really going to offer growth to give you an opportunity to get risk neutral or take your profits, whatever. Not trade recommendation, but it's important to have a trading plan, because if you don't, you're in FOMO. You're just trading on emotion. You're seeing a trend one way or the other, up or down, and you just want to jump in because it's going away, up or down. Now these are, I think this is the MOB bundle to get your icebergs and stops. So these are buy stops, which is aggressive entries or exits. And then there's a sweeps indicator as well, which let's see if it may or may not work. This is on replay mode. Great feature on Bookmap as well, as this replay feature. Yeah, so we have our stops. Now these buy stops, nothing's foolproof, but offer clues to a potential reversal. So if there's multiple buy stops that are taken, so it could be a reversal. So you're just learning the language, not necessarily an entry, but just more clues to the puzzle to aid a trading plan. So yeah, that's what I do. And close it for today. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We'll see you Monday.